Hey guys, it's Ash.
Hey, it's Anya.
It's your girl Nadia.
And I'm Ramesh, and we are the Community. We're covering the latest in pop culture, politics, and everything in between. Let's get started. So, Donald Trump has been handling this coronavirus situation very poorly. The man referred to say the least, is correct. He's been referring to it as the Kung flu, the Chinese virus. How do we think that he can do better?
He is just too much. I cannot. First of all, why is he saying this is a Chinese virus?
Because it air quotes.
Yeah.
But that's what people say. But who's to know it wasn't already?
Well, this is my thing, Ashley. I completely agree with you because I feel personally that it is originating in places or within people who don't have any connections to China, or Chinese hasn't been there in so long or whatever. I just feel like it's innately in us, and it's now just, I don't know how to describe it. I just feel as though there's no way of proving that it originated in Wuhan. Now,
right.
The crisis, the spreading of it, and the media focused on Wuhan, and that would have been the first place, but that's in part to the fact that they were trying to, one, they were bringing that there is a virus, and two, that they should come together and find a cure for it ASAP. That was in November of last year.
Right.
And that's so true because I read a USA Today article by Ian Richardson, and they were speaking about how the virus may have started in Wuhan in November, and that's how it got to the US sometime in November versus being detected in late December. So the virus may have been spread a long time ago, it's just that it was detected in December.
In Wuhan.
In Wuhan,
yeah. In Wuhan, yes.
I think that I had it. There was this moment, I want to say the end of last year, beginning of this year. So maybe in that December, January kind of phase, maybe around right before New Year's. Now, I attributed this hacking cough that I had to just the stress of New Year's and festive.
Mm-hmm.
But it was to the point where I came to work and I naturally, I looked like death, and they had to actually force me home.
Wow.
And so I personally feel as though that I had some sort of experience with it. And I think a lot of people during that time had a very aggressive form of the flu that lasted.
Yeah, some in December of last year, right? A lot of people were really, really sick.
How long do you guys think it'll last? Not necessarily the virus, but the whole lockdown situation, because I think personally that the virus will take a while because it has to go through so many phases of trials and whatnot to actually be, approved to be used as a vaccine. But I think the lockdown part of it, I feel like leaders are so pressured globally, economically, that they have to open up at some point. There's no way they're going to be closed for the remainder of the year. That's not logical to me.
Well, for me, I think they're aiming for June. I think they want things to start back up by summer. Everyone wants to travel. Everyone wants to go to beaches and things like that. So I'm thinking June, mid-June, that things will start to open back up.
I personally feel like they need to talk to them same people who they blaming for the virus, the Chinese, because they already beat it and they already opened up their stuff. So instead of trying to blame these people for it, how about you go ask them what they did? So, because what was their time frame? 72 weeks?
76 days.
76 days? Okay, yeah. I was weeks, that's not long, no. But yeah. So in 76 days, because how much days be going on right now?
Since we've been on
20
lockdown.
Well, 28, 3 weeks.
They didn't beat it.
They haven't reported any new cases.
Right. So they did a 72-day complete lockdown. Nothing was open. Literally, the only way you were going outside was for essential purposes, and they would, you would definitely be, I guess, go to jail if you were found not going to the grocery store. And after the 72 days of entire country lockdown, their numbers, if you have noticed, I've been following from, since it first started to become hysteria, and their numbers never, I think their numbers ended at about 80,000, and their numbers have only increased by maybe 1,000 for like the past 3 weeks, and their number hasn't grown anymore. Remember, it started out really scary, like, oh my goodness, China has 80,000. Now you have the United States who had almost 500,000.
Right.
So
and what are they doing? Because I don't think they're on complete lockdown.
The U.S. is not on complete lockdown.
And for me, that's scary because if in certain states, so like Los Angeles, I know they're on a full lockdown.
Yeah, they just reinstated it.
Yeah, so if you have these states that are implementing these different precautions, why not make it effective across the entire United States to help and flatten this curve? I mean, yes, we have a lot of places that are essential, but at the same time, if you're not taking the necessary steps to, I guess, ease the spread, then we're going to be in the situation for much longer than we need to be.
I think it's pride. I think it's majority pride. I think that unfortunately the president refuses to admit that he was wrong from the get-go, and we definitely need to have a complete lockdown, even if only for the 14 days. That, like, I feel as though that would, even if you only do it for, and you start small, like how our prime minister did. He started with the weekend first, and then he implemented a week. But you literally need to have that lockdown just to see if you can flatten numbers, period. And if you can flatten numbers within the 14 days, and you see just how much good that has done, if you do it for 1 month, literally 30 days, like, you may be able to find some sort of vaccine. Because I think, too, what's happening is that the more deaths that they have, the more pressure is being put onto these people to find a vaccine, which isn't necessarily a good thing, because on top of trying to find a vaccine, you have to think about the amount of ventilators that you don't have, the amount of hours that these medical personnel are putting in that they barely can even stand. And it's because you're not shutting down. You're not giving anybody an opportunity to help, because it's just more and more and more and more people coming, because there's more chance of spread because nothing's closed.
Right.
So I have a question. So do you guys think that our cases will continue to increase within the next, say, 2 weeks?
Here's my thing. Yes, because we don't even know everyone that has it yet. We haven't even come to the full understanding of everybody that's contracted the virus, right? My biggest issue is, though, there are persons that have it that are walking around having no symptoms. So how are you going to contain that person? Because that person is never going to come forward and say, let me get tested, because they don't have no symptoms.
Well, that's the part where I think that's where he's forcing the lockdown and social distancing. Because even if you have it and you're asymptomatic, after 14 days or however long, you should be able to get over it.
Correct. Exactly.
So even if you're asymptomatic and you're distancing yourself, you still wouldn't be able to affect anybody. And that's why it's so important.
If you have it and you don't know you have it, it's just going to beat itself in 14 days?
Right. So your antibodies are currently, so for persons who are asymptomatic, most likely that means that your antibodies are so strong that it's naturally fighting off that disease. It's like it's fighting off the common cold. So if you're in your house, and even if it's just, God forbid, you infect your family, you still kept it within your household, which is still a form of containment. Rather than you go into work, and you don't want to say it, but you're going to work, you're asymptomatic, and you're passing that on to everybody you come in contact with. And let's just say Anya gets it, and she doesn't even know where she got it from. So the whole point of the lockdown is to, one, self-contain. So even with our numbers that's going around, everybody's like, oh my goodness, there's 500 people in quarantine. Like, are they all in the hospital? No. Some of those persons are actually self-quarantining at their homes.
Right. And my thing is, though, like, okay, so this is why I'm asking, why didn't we start the quarantine, the full lockdown for 14 days from the jump? Because we keep doing 3, 7. Like, that's not a long enough time, because you're saying 14 days is the time frame.
So I think what it is, Ashley, is the Prime Minister is trying not to cause panic. by just locking down the island for a month. Yes, we're truly going to be locked down for a month, but he doesn't want to just come out and say, guess what, you're in your house until July. No, because persons tend to panic a bit. So what he's doing it incrementally. So realistically, I would say to plan to be home late May, early June. But I think the way he's doing it is he just wants to ease
get
it a
us
bit.
acclimated.
Yeah.
Right. You're human, so it's a mental thing. Like, if someone comes outright and tells you, okay, you're going to be home until July, you're naturally going to panic. You're going to cause
worry
because persons they can't understand why I have to be confined to my house for that long period of time against my will, and that's how it's going to be interpreted. Not that, okay, he's asking us to stay home to save lives. It's going to be, he's demanding me to stay home against my free will, and that's not fair.
We've been locked up, like I said, going on 3 weeks now. What are some ways that you've been keeping busy and entertained?
I worked out 9 times in the last 2 weeks.
Oh,
No, a week. I was working out.
Oh, listen, you are doing so good, honey.
Yes, I have. I've lost almost 10 pounds.
I work out once.
You gotta do it, Ashley. I mean, it's fun. It's something to look forward to because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's really not... You can't leave the house, so what else is there to do?
Very true. Well, I mean, I play video games. I know me and Mucky, 65% of the population is playing games.
So I know one of the gamers that has a Twitch website is Savage Gamer. She's been doing a lot of podcasts and videos, and she's been helping a lot of persons through this time. So big shout out to Savage Gamer.
Oh, what kind of games though?
Yeah, what kind?
I know she plays Destiny. She actually streams that one often. There's another game that she's recently been playing. It's like a horror game, so that's interesting to watch as well. I don't know if she streamed that one. I've only seen her stream Destiny for the most part. But Destiny's a really cool game if you like, shooting and all that. Some people don't like those type of games. Some people like explorer games. So if you like explorer games, you should look into like Far Cry because there's a little element of shooting in that as well. Obviously, Fortnite. My brother plays Fortnite. So I'm watching him play that right now, actually.
Another way I know that persons have been keeping busy is with Netflix. Netflix has brought out some really cool series over the last few weeks, one of which I am a huge fan of, only for its comedic points, and that is Love is Blind. Have you all been watching?
Oh my gosh.
Jessica! Jessica, she tell me how she is 30-something years old. One more time.
34.
34.
So let's just jump into it. So Love is Blind, for anyone who hasn't watched it as yet, is this reality show. It's a social experiment where 15 men and 15 women are placed in these pods. And they have to essentially date each other without ever seeing each other. They date for about 4 days, after which time they have to propose to one another, or be proposed to. And then within 40 days of being proposed to, they have to get married. This is the world we live in, and this is not reality. So, Ashley, tell me, who do you feel is your favorite star on the show at this time?
Okay, first of all, let me just say that Jessica is a wicked witch and Mark deserves better. But he a little crazy. Let me just say that, okay? Let's not pretend we don't see them crazy eyes.
Facts.
Secondly, my favorite would be Giannina and Damien. Let me tell
Amen.
you. Actually, I just want to say, I feel like you are a Giannina.
Oh, she is.
Really relate.
Yeah, you are.
Honestly, the dramatics, we've all been a little dramatic, okay? So watching them is like watching yourself, like, in your worst time.
Giannina, when she cursed him out at the party, and then the camera panned out for you to realize that, oh, everybody's actually able to actually
At
view
the
this.
party.
I was like, oh, so they wasn't a side corner. They were like
In the front of
the people was
everybody.
listening like 3 feet away.
Listen, if Pop Off was a person, it would be Giannina, okay? When she ripped that dress, she said, take that. He didn't even know what to do with that.
No.
So for me, here's my biggest issue with Giannina. So Giannina had this man propose to her and then said, you know what? I'm going to need you to stand up because I'm going to get on my knees and propose to you.
It was sickening.
Okay?
I was like, okay.
Giannina said, I am your equal and you will take this.
I like that though.
Well,
So
I
Trent-
think she did it also because of him. Because remember, he felt as though. First of all, can we talk about the fact that homie wasn't sure he was gonna have a job when he was finished up? Like, what did you find your job?
They fired you. Got fired because you didn't come back to work.
But I think she did that because of thinking of all that. Because for him, it was not only the fact that I think for him he was like, he has such a great girl, right? She may be crazy, but she's amazing. And now we about to go get married, and I ain't got no job.
Gee, for real, he might have been thinking because some guys are like that.
Talking about not having a job once we're done with this whole social experiment. Let's talk about Barnett and Amber, because Amber decided to pop on in with all kind of debt and just give it on to Barnett.
She had a makeup credit card.
Let me tell you. Can I tell y'all when she pulled up to her parents' house? And with all due respect, I was like,
I was gonna say no.
literally came from a trailer. This literally just came from a trailer. So this literally makes sense.
And honestly, he was trying to say that. When he pulled up, he said, I was worried about how she would feel about my house.
My house.
He got a mansion.
When he saw that trailer without the trailer, he said, wow, I got nothing to worry about.
Nothing at all. And that is just, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure he thought she was out of his league, but it's literally reversed.
I think my least favorite couple who made it on to the final 6, or final how much ever they were, was Kelly and Kenny.
Oh my god.
You was gonna say Kelly and Kenny?
They was so awkward.
Yeah.
The fact that their names were Kelly and Kenny should have started it off for them, that this was not going to work out.
It
But
just
you
seemed
thought
like
it
a
would,
brother
though.
and sister.
You really thought it would, though.
First
It
of
just
all,
seemed like a brother and sister situation to me. It wasn't like
Kelly better stop because she acting like she got a 6-pack and she's a model. Talking about she is not attracted to Kenny. Kenny is a beautiful soul. Okay?
keyword beautiful soul. You ain't say beautiful man.
No.
He was a beautiful soul.
Kenny looked awkward.
Honestly, a little bit, but she was too, so it should have worked. I think it was all aesthetic for her. She just really couldn't see herself with him.
But she ain't not pretty.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh god.
Question. Was it Kelly or was it Jessica who, when they were at the poolside and met all the other couples, was like, oh yeah, we did have sex? Who lied on having sex?
Kenny lied. Kenny said that he had sex with Kelly, and Kelly was like, no.
Lying on leg.
You know what? He didn't even say. He basically alluded to it. He didn't lie. He just alluded, and that was because he must even feel bad because he know he looked better than Kelly.
All right.
And they
The most iconic couple. Well, I lied.
Lauren
Jessica.
Cameron.
No, we haven't even arrived to Lauren and Cameron yet.
No.
How can
I
we
like that.
not talk about Carlton and Diamond?
And Diamond. I know it. Because your wig been sliding back from day one.
I was like, oh, no, you didn't.
He ain't have to do that.
She said.
I think it was fraud. I think he should have been open and honest from the get-go.
From the jump.
Yeah, before he proposed.
I would say it's fraud.
All right, so let me be devil's advocate for him. So, understanding his situation, if a guy comes to you on the very first time that he's interacting with you, and says, hey, guess what? I like guys and I like girls. How are you going to take it?
That
I
gives
am
me the
not
fact
gonna
that
be
you
interested.
do it. Right, but that's the point is that you at least gave me the opportunity to make that decision for myself.
Right.
You not saying that to me that is fraudulent, because here I am obviously thinking that's not even, I mean, now in this day and age it should be one of your questions, but that's not even on the top of my mind. If it's 15 girls and 15 guys, naturally I'm assuming that this is sexual type of relationship. So
Right.
I'm not really gonna outright and ask you that. The fact that you're gonna come out in that and then be sassy about it is like, how dare you? Like, you took away my option, and then when I throw that thing in your face, you could talk about my wig, which leads me to believe that you are leaning more on the male side than the female side. Because what you looking at my wig for?
So,
Just how he walked out when he came to confront her, I said, boy, oh boy, on her face, she was looking like, he is so gay. I was like, it's not gonna work.
so what I will say is he had a number of opportunities to confront it. So I would have done it right before I proposed. I said,
Right.
hey, Diamond, I really like you, XYZ. But for you to propose and then be like, oh, I really have the secret I really need to tell you, even though you already told the audience that you were into guys and girls from the jump, you a fraud for true.
I was gonna ask, right? Because I wanted to know you guys' opinion on that. I have a slight, and sorry to take us a little bit off topic, but as it relates to reality shows, right? You know, they always have the confessionals. My thing is, why during your series you feel the need to not share with the group, but you will share in the confessional, and in the back of your mind assume or think or lead us to believe that you had no idea that this would be shown. So at the reunion, you are just in complete shock that you actually revealed that you were bisexual in the confessional. How? How soy? And it's not just this show, that like every single reality show does it, because at the reunion, this person's on the couch are just so shocked they couldn't believe that you led them along for a full 3 months. Really? And then this person is like, I never really thought it would get out. Really? As you sat in the confessional and said it, you never thought it was gonna get out. Okay, noted.
So that's the thing for me. If he's filming, because most of the time when they do confessionals, they have done the confessional after they have actually shot the scene. So it's after everything has gone down. So I don't see why that conversation couldn't have been a private conversation with Diamond once the producers and everything have left, so that at least she wouldn't be caught off guard, but while keeping the audience abreast of what's happening. So
I agree with that.
yeah, they messed up. But of course, the success story of Love is Blind is definitely Cameron and Lauren.
Woo! And Lauren, love it.
From day one, I could tell that they made a genuine connection. And they truly are, they're golds.
Lauren's dad was the best.
The fact
that meet and greet was like, he was like, I don't know you. So
the fact that Cameron rapped for her family was just, it was iconic.
I liked the verse. Okay?
It was the best.
I liked the verse. And
He's the whitest black boy ever.
first of all, he is the blackest white boy you mean.
Yeah, that.
I say we want something different, eh? No, Ramesh, you know, from I saw him in those Under Armour boxer briefs, I said, this is no Caucasian man. Because I have never met a Caucasian man that like Under Armour boxer briefs.
Love is Blind. Love is Blind was really,
Wait.
they did it. Huh?
have you guys actually watched the reunion? Because I will say this, I watched the whole show, but I have not watched the reunion for Love is Blind.
Oh my gosh, Nadia,
That's
you're
the
missing a
best
lot.
part, Nadia.
You're missing a lot.
Amber got
Really?
she got Jessica ass right together.
Like I really want to spoil it for you. It's really good.
Yeah.
You can spoil it, because I'm not that person that gets really upset, because I'm still gonna watch it.
So let's jump right back to Carlton and Diamond.
Dive in, oh Lord.
So Carlton, after already cussing this young lady out to filth, leaving her out to dry, Carlton proceeds to say, you know what? After watching the show with the world and getting all of these death threats, Diamond, he proceeds to get a ring out of his pocket.
The same ring he threw in the pool.
Yeah.
He threw in the pool.
And say, Diamond, no, I'm not proposing to you, but I want us to try this thing over again.
She said, this ring don't even fit.
She said that?
What?
She said, it doesn't even fit anymore.
So
You're
for me,
serious?
Carlton not only was doing this show for fame, but he ended up losing completely because he looks like the biggest idiot.
When he got down to get on his knee to go to give her the ring at the reunion, she was like, what, her face? She was terrified. She was like, please no.
Let's not do this again.
Oh,
Let's
my
not.
goodness.
But Ashley, I need you to retell the story of Amber confronting Jessica for after. I mean, let's just do the timeline. We have been in the pods. We have been proposed to. We have been essentially engaged now for 3 weeks. And for Amber to pull Barnett at his birthday party,
Jessica.
her, to then say, you know what? Looking at you, I couldn't tell that you and Amber would be good together. I really think that we would be better together.
First of all,
Yes, I watched that.
she didn't even say the last part and then got appalled when he assumed that last part. And she says to him, she said in the confessional, he thinks I like him? I said, well, yes, miss, we all think that because you always asking this man if he's sure. And telling him you don't they look good together,
So tell us,
of course you would think that.
tell us what went down at the reunion. What was
So, Nadia, let me tell you what went down this reunion because this was too ghetto. So, Jessica, first of all, the host didn't even have to get too much into it before Amber opened up her mouth. She couldn't wait to segue into Jessica. She say, first of all, let me just say that you are fake as fuck. She said you are fake and phony because this whole time I thought you was my friend, my girl. But this whole time behind my back, you was trying to talk to Barnett and trying to tell him how you don't think we look good together? Really? Jessica was stuck, okay? She was shook. She was looking like a deer in headlights. She said, I am so sorry. I did not mean to make you guys feel that way. I am really happy for you guys. I'm like, you know what? Just stop because you're continuing to be fake and phony, okay?
the other fun
Barnett was looking
part?
crazy.
No. So Barnett, I can tell in his entire relationship with Amber, is extremely fearful for his life. I feel like he knows that one night in his sleep, Amber will get a knife and cut his throat if something doesn't go right.
I think that's Giannina too, though.
Oh
Giannina,
boy.
100%. Probably already stabbed Damien a couple times.
So, Nadia, I'm going to tell you Giannina's story at the reunion. So,
Oh,
Giannina and Damien, once again, this is a spoiler for anybody who hasn't watched the show as yet. I'm sure we spoiled a lot already, but hey. So, in the reunion, we find out that though they did not get married, Giannina and Damien are still a couple. So, Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey asked them, so what happened? You didn't get married, but you're still dating. Giannina proceeds to sit on the couch next to Damien, who, once again, they said that they have been dating, and go, Damien, I am so sorry, but that I did this to you, but I hope that you can find it within your heart to forgive me. And I'm like, but y'all are together this show was recorded a year ago, so I'm confused. Have y'all not had this conversation in the last year, or what's happening?
Clearly not. They just rekindled that.
Like, what's been happening?
First of all, from you make my mommy cry at our fake wedding, it's over.
Let me tell you.
It's over, okay? My mommy was in tears.
The other issue with that is there had to be no budget on the show because everyone got married in the same room.
Ramesh hate this room that everybody got married in, okay?
I hate the room too. I would have hoped that each wedding would have been like a little bit more original to the couple.
I can need y'all to know these people didn't have the money, okay?
Ceremony and the reception was in the same room.
Say ceremony, only Lauren and Cameron had a ceremony.
So that was the other thing, because Barnett and Amber also got married, so why didn't they have a reception?
Oh my god.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah, they didn't.
Well, they had no money. Barnett had to foot the whole bill.
Exactly. First
Touche.
of all, from you see, the pastor was black with Lauren and Cameron. You could tell she had all the say in that facial wedding.
Don't worry, Cameron, pick out that pasta too.
Of course.
So
Yeah, he did, but I like the pasta.
another great show on Netflix is what I feel has been the thing that truly got me through the first week of quarantine.
Honestly.
And that show is Tiger King.
Yes!
So,
I've not watched that.
Yes. Fuck you, Carol Baskin.
so let's get it started real quick. Who had
Carol
things
needs
that,
to go to jail.
Who thinks that Carol killed her husband?
Carol
Me.
definitely killed her husband.
She killed that man and them tigers eat that.
Oh no, y'all really think so?
You don't think so?
And then Carol just say,
Now
oh,
this is
when they saw the meat grinder, they knew. I said, yes, Carol. We knew when we saw the meat grinder.
Carol said, a body can't fit in that meat grinder.
Yes, it can, Carol.
Carol, that's why you cut things up. You know how things work.
she had speeches of a psycho. She killed that man.
Just like she just be walking around with that flower crown. I don't trust her.
She mad calm for nothing. She's be mad calm for nothing. She killed that man.
Let me tell you something. What Joe Exotic is a mood, a big mood, every day.
So I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, "Oh, she doesn't like Joe." And I said, "How can you not?
How can you not like Joe? He's so lovable.
The issue is Joe
is
has
annoying.
been hurt so much that he can't do anything but be extra."
Joe is very extra. I'm not gonna lie, but you know what? I like how they included all the other persons that own these wildlife, like recreation
Dog.
centers and stuff, parks, and because it's not like he's the only one doing it, and that was important for people to see. Because she really tried to make it out like he's the only one.
No, the issue is that Carol has the same thing and has an issue with it.
Exactly. My Joe say we went on a tour to Carol's big cat rescue. These cages are worse. I find Joe went on the tour ghetto as hell with the video camera out recording this woman exhibits. How do y'all feel about all the persons being volunteers at Carol Baskin?
Yeah, Ashley. Oh my God. How, like, all of her persons are volunteers, and Joe and every other park people have to be paid. And I'm like, she is really good at her lying. That's just what it is.
The fact that she tried to shed light on their little pay, but miss, you ain't paying nobody.
And
No.
she makes millions.
A t-shirt and King volunteer system.
No, the main thing for me was the fact that, like you said, Ashley, Carol had levels. So you have been volunteering with this sanctuary now for 5 years.
Yeah.
No, Carol said this girl was volunteering for 5 years, and she went on. She was like, "Hey, sweetie, you look familiar. Do I know you?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm a volunteer. Oh wow, I've seen your hair a lot." Obviously, Carol.
She don't recognize them or know them until they've been there for 5 years.
Carol is just reckless.
She's honestly, and the man who married Carol, Lord God,
The old man, right?
he is
His
tripping.
head
You
bad.
see him at the wedding in that cat outfit.
One episode he was singing to her.
She put voodoo on him.
Carol got the kitty. That's all I could say.
She got the uncle.
She got the uncle bunker.
Love it.
But I gotta say it. You know who also got the uncle bunker? Have to be Joe Exotic, because this man is married to 3 straight men. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Straight.
Oh Lord, he only married to two, eh?
No, he is currently married to a third little boy.
No, he was
Yeah,
married
he
to
had a three-way wedding.
two men, and then one killed himself, and then the other one cheated on him with a woman and had a baby.
Oh my God.
And then now his current.
Yet.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my Jesus! I gotta go watch Tiger King. Oh Jesus!
Well, anyway, let me finish.
Please.
So now he has his current boyfriend. He married 2 months after his last husband
current
died.
husband.
Yeah, his current husband.
Man, which one they had the math mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Matt Mouse.
Also, that was on meth.
Yeah, but not the one who teeth was all messed up because he got new teeth. They have new pictures of him.
Wait, the first husband?
The first husband is alive. It's the second young little boy.
Yeah, the second husband from LA.
Yeah, I can see he wasn't the last. Yeah.
No, so what happened was he would play around with the guns. So he was going around to everybody like, bang, bang, you dead. So it's like, ha ha, don't play with the guns, little boy. So
He
one
ain't no
day,
little boy.
he was 21 when he died.
Compared to Joe, he was a baby. Compared to Joe, he was 12.
Right. So he went into the office one day and was like, hey, bang bang. And the office manager was like, I told you, don't do that. He was like, please, you know I got the safety on it. He put it to his head and he went bang bang, and that was the end of it.
That was the end of
No!
Yeah.
Oh my Jesus, they dumb. Man, I really no, I lie. Let me just say this, please, because I love Joe, but they have to shut the park down. It's just too much math heads, and it don't make no sense. The people eating out the Walmart truck, I can't take it. I can't take it. Okay.
That the park is the ghetto. Simply put.
Okay, so the reason Joe had to start feeding the people out of the Walmart leftover trash thing was because Carol took all of his money. Like
Leave it out. Leave her out of it. Leave her out of this. This is nastiness.
Carol took that man to court and sued him for $1 million. She didn't have that.
She almost take his parents' house. That's literally.
Like, Carol is not good. She's not a good person.
She literally used her money to kill him. To like,
Let's go back to the parents' house.
the mummy was on the episode crying.
Oh my Jesus, no. Not Mama Exotic.
Yeah.
Mama Exotic was house was as collateral.
So,
But he should have sold a couple of them 227 Tiger. I said
He was doing that.
and Carol was sending him to jail for that because she said it's illegal.
oh my God, Carol. I have to watch the rest of this, man. I only on episode 5.
You got to. But I know a lot of us here, once again, we've been in self-quarantine now for a long period of time, and some of us miss work. But I don't think any of us miss work as much as the young lady whose hand got ate off by the tiger.
Man, they say she was back to work in a week.
5 days.
6 days.
I sick and tired of it all. It's ghetto. It's very ghetto. And
She loved her job.
GW Zoo has to be shut down because it's too ghetto. They should not have let her back to work 5 days after her surgery.
No, she didn't say 5 days after the surgery, actually. She said 5 days after the incident. Okay?
She didn't have a surgery. She just decided to get
Amputate
her
it.
off. Yeah. First of all, I didn't even know I was very shocked that the park manager didn't even have legs.
Let me tell you something. I knew that. I see him walking in front of me. I say, what's going on with that?
Until he said that, I was like, wow.
Okay.
And something was wrong with everybody that worked at that park.
It was just they say it was a circus.
So let's move from Joe's gym to, oh my gosh, I can't remember the bald head guy's name.
The bald head guy.
I'm gonna call him Tim. I know it's probably wrong, but we go to Tim's zoo, and Tim is married not to one woman.
No, he ain't bald.
Oh, you mean Doc?
Ponytail, Doc. He have a full ponytail. He have that slick back.
Well, a hot mess at all.
You have to see this ponytail with me. I need you to go back and see because it's a big part of his personality. He has a ponytail down in his butt.
The issue is that this man is married to about 5 women.
But he said they are his partners.
Okay, so
These women have house bigger than my house.
I agree with that. Each of them have their own individual house. I was proud of that. However, one of the ladies goes, before she made it to wife status, all of them used to live in these cages, essentially. And she got a sandwich one day and it was filled with flies. At that point was when she realized that she could not do it. And you know what she continued to do?
What?
She continued to work there. How?
She loved him. You know, she was one of his partners.
It was a cult.
How did you feel like this was okay?
It was a cult. They make you feel like you're supposed to be a part of this.
Right, and if you leave, there's
You are
nothing out
nothing.
there. Yeah, there's nothing out there.
I don't get how these people aren't locked up.
Because
that's like
they were so accustomed to just working on the zoo and 13 hours a day every day. So their life was only that. So coming out of it, she probably would have feel like there was nothing else to do.
listen to me. It's brainwashing, okay? Because if you get paid under $250 a week
To work 18 hours a day.
You eating fly sandwich and you working almost 24-hour shifts? Stop it.
All right, so we've arrived to the end of our first podcast. Anya, any final words?
Yeah, so I know, guys, this has been a rough time for us, with the pandemic and everything. But just be sure to be productive as best as you can. No, you don't have to come out as an entrepreneur, but take some time to reflect, exercise, read, do something good for yourself, and be sure to stay inside, of course.
Way to go. Nat?
Definitely, guys, we know that it is such a trying time during this crisis, but we'll definitely get through it. So just make sure, stay at home, stay safe, stay busy, do something positive. That could be just simply Netflix and chilling, doing some workouts, or just eating clean. Become a new chef, you never know. That's what I'm trying to do. Until next time.
All right. Ash, anything from you?
Right. Yes. Guys, well, yesterday I made hot cross buns from scratch.
Wow.
Yes, it was a hit. They did not look like the regular hot cross buns. They looked more like dinner rolls, but they tasted awesome.
So you were one of the set who had white bread with frosting on it.
No, pause. I put my spices, thank you, and I put my vanilla, so it was a nice little, texture.
This is a zoo, I see.
Yeah, so
But Ashley, you bake your hot cross buns around after 5, though. The Lord was unburied and everything.
They had to rise and they had to do all kind of stuff.
Yeah, you should have made them from Thursday night.
I was gonna say,
certain time you're supposed to eat your bun and fish.
I was just like, let me eat this hot cross bun with my mommy bring home, and that run me so hard. I say, boy, I'll never do it again. I'll make my own. All right, kitty cats. It's about time we end this thing, but just always remember, don't be a Carol Baskin out here. Let's end this quarantine as Joe Exotics. All right.
All right. And my final words would be to stay safe, quarantine, spend some time with your family. It's the best time to bond, connect with friends over the internet. Those persons that you may not have spoken with in years, this is the best time to reach out. It's been the community. Have a great day.